a mother, Nira Shpak, who's a Momentum sister. She's an Israeli soldier. She's a member of Knesset. But more importantly now, she's very much like a mayor of several communities, because on October the 7th, when the first and the second in charge sadly lost their lives, she had to step up. She had to summon all of the courage that she has, both latent and experiential, in all of her life's work. We also have her daughter with us. Dor, a mother of two. These are women of a kibbutz that, unfortunately, lost 62 members of their community on that day and had 18 abducted. We're privileged to have them bear testimony. Hopefully, our attentive love and listening, while it won't lighten the load, please know that each of us would gladly rip out half of our hearts for you, our sisters. Please welcome them to the stage. Nira and Dor. Come, Sue. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I imagine that this is not easy, but this is yet another example of your leadership and your courage, that you are willing to share your experiences, your strength, your hope, your loss, so that we can go home and we can hold up our people through you. If I might begin, can you please frame how you came to be in charge on October 7th? Tell me what you woke up to, and then Dor, where you were during that time and how your lives intersected.
You know, we thought it will be a normal day, Shabbat. We heard the album of Tzeva Adom, and we woke up and go to the shelter, to the mamad. And then we understand that it's something else, because we start to hear noise that was different. And about a few minutes, I have a call. My husband had a call from Dor, and she said that her husband need to go to protect the kibbutz because something happened. And we moved from our house to her house. We didn't know that murder all around. And we go to her house and stay there with my grandson. She had two children, and when I got there, I understood that one of them is not with her. So think about a mother that one of her sons is with her and the other one is in another house. I don't know how to do in a situation like that. She's a hero. And we stayed there. And then we have a message in in a WhatsApp groups in the kibbutz that says they shooting on us, someone is in our house, they speak Arabic, they speak Hebrew. And we understand that there is attack of terror in our kibbutz. And this is the day that our life was changed forever.
Was that your experience as well, Dor?
No, it's not more. For me, it was much more than that because I knew that my husband is outside. My husband is outside with a few of our friends. One of our friends came in a tustus, if you know what it is. It's like a motorcycle, but a smaller one. Okay. And they went like to the Mishkiya, like where the guns are. Uh-huh. They didn't have the gun at home. So I knew that something's happening, something is wrong, something bigger than anything you can imagine. But I didn't thought it would be that big. And this is the last time I saw one of our best friends. He took my husband to take the gun. And I told him, "Are you serious? Are you going in this thing?" And he was like, "Yeah, bye, Dolke." And then, bye. And I know that my husband is outside, and I can hear in the shooting. I can read the messages from all over the kibbutz that saying, "They are here, they are here." I was like, "What are you talking about? It's just a few. You're imagining it because you know that there is something wrong, but it's in your imagination." Only after we came out and she was managing the Hamal for my mamad, I knew that something bigger than I ever could imagine. Like something huge, not big, huge.
You say when you came out. You mean when you came out of the mamad, out of the shelter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where was your other child? You said one of your kids was with you?
Yeah, it was inside the kibbutz. Like we have like a few neighbors, like, you know, for the dor tzair, that means the young people.
Yes.
We had the saftot, the grandmas, that is like the oldest. And then we have inside the kibbutz, like the old homes that were from
the originals.
The oldest one. And then we had the new neighbor, that is our neighborhood. So my boy was inside the kibbutz where everyone was shot down. And I was like, "Where's my son?" And they're not answering. Almost all the houses around him was dead. No one left. And I thought that I would never see my son again. He's only 4.5.
Where were you during this? Were you together with your daughter?
Yeah. I was with Joe and the little one with Reef and my husband. And I start to understand what is happening around us. And for the first time in my life, there was no army. And for an hour, we just want to hear the sound of an helicopter or the sound of a bomb or the sound of a soldiers or something in the street that says that Tzal is here. And hour by hour, there was a silence. And we stay there without a hope. And we understand that we are the hope for ourselves. So we start dealing with what happened. And a few hours later, when I found some of the commanders and start to lead them to the house that have מחבלים inside. Yeah, I can say terrorists, they are מחבלים. I have a lot of hate, because I'm sorry. And it was like an upside down. We are the member of the kibbutz. Deal with the situation and told all the unit where to go. Where are the I don't have the word to describe them. You know, there is no words that I really don't know. I think that there is a lot of missing words in the Hebrew or in English or any language to describe what are they, what we've been through. I don't think it is Shoah, because it's look just like that, but we had it only for 2 days, and there's family that live like that for years. So it's hard for me to say Shoah.
Do you think that as a community, I know obviously you were evacuated, do you think as a community, this collective grief, this trauma, will give you the strength to rebuild? Or do you think that there will be people who could never, ever walk back there?
It's too soon, really, it's too soon to know, because, you know, we came here from, we've been in like in the 30 days.
The Shloshim
of Aviv Baram. It's the same handsome, wonderful, full of heart, young man that my daughter told you about, that came to take her husband on his tustus. And he died fighting with this, I don't know how to call them, and you know, he had 2 children, and Dor and his wife Heli always match the thing that they're pregnant together, and they have 2 kids that yeah, they grow together. And Dor told me on the taxi here that Heli told her, you know, Dor, we can't do this anymore, and it's break my heart.
Dor, can you tell us a little bit about him, his beautiful qualities, so that we can try to emulate him, to keep his memory alive in our behavior?
Yeah, Aviv is like a big brother for us. My parents, his parents, my husband's parents, all of the group are together. Like we grew up together. He was the oldest from 5 families that grew up together. And when his wife, even before, he told us, I'm gonna ask Heli to marry me. And he says to my husband, you know, you should quick, go ahead, do it too, because after wedding, it's always a boy or a girl, and I want my kids to grow up like us. And this is exactly what we did. When Heli was pregnant, she told me, okay, go ahead. Like, go ahead. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So Geffen, my boy, the big one, he's 4.5. And Omer are like, they're besties. This is the hard part for my child, that Heli moved out from Shfaim because it was too hard for her. So now my kids are without their besties. Like, they see them a few times, but this is the hardest thing for my child, to not be with Omer all the time. They used to be all the time together, like all the time. In the kindergarten, and then we took them out, and then it was like together, going for a round in the kibbutz, or in my house, or in their house. Every time, every day, it was at least 1.5 hours together after kindergarten.
Do your children express, how do children express this kind of loss?
Imagine that you're 4.5 years old, come and says, you know, mommy, I'll never forget the bad guys for killing my uncle. He's not his real uncle, but for him, he is. He is.
Of course he is. We know that biology does not determine closeness.
Heli told me that she had a conversation with Omer, and he says, I don't want a hero father, I just want a father. And day after, she told me that he asked her, they can't take him from my heart, right, mommy? I'll remember him.
It's unfathomable for both of us.
When you walk, you see people, and every one of them had a terrible story. One of them, one is kidnapped, and one was murdered, and one was fight till his last breath. And I think we're walking now like a dead body, but alive. And yesterday they told me, how are you? And I said it about a month and a half ago, it was wonderful. Now I feel angry and want to fight. So what we've been through won't be for nothing. And we want everyone to know Kfar Aza, to know the family, to know the heroes that live there.
Do you want the rest of the world to look at the images that are tattooed on your eyes that you will never be able to close your eyes to? Do you want the rest of the world to see those images? Does it help or does it hurt, do you think?
You know, it's depend, because I think we have to do this, because you know what, with the anti-Semitics around the world, they have a lot of pictures. I don't know how we became Goliath and they became David. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, yesterday on the TV, I'm being a lot of time in the television in panels, and they asked me, one of them, there is a lot of children in Gaza that suffering, and I say, since when we count one by one? No one told us that we have 1 hour to run before something happened. They just came to our house, to our bed, and murdered us. No one came to and shoot us in the head. No one there. And you can't say 1 equal to 1, because it's not like that.
Of course not.
And I think it's hard for some of the family to see the pictures. It's like another shock. But we have to do it. If we want to to make the world change and do something about it, that we don't have picture like that of friends and families, and we bring all our beloved one back home.
Amen. May it happen today. Now tell me.
I just want to say,
Please.
You asked me about Aviv.
Yes.
What he was like.
Yes.
How Aviv was always with a smile. If you just asked him for help, there's no just a second and I'm coming. No, it was I'm here and I'm ready.
Hineni.
Yeah, and always with a smile and with lots of love. And when he shot, he sent his family a message in the WhatsApp, and he told them he loved everyone. And this is so much of Vivi.
Perhaps in the merit of his soul.
And all the friends made his smile on their bodies.
But it's not close because the smile will never be complete again.
Can you tell me about how you have stepped up in this time of your grief, how you have been able to take over, to take a position of leadership, even when your own heart is shattered?
Because someone had to. And there was no one there, and I know that every minute that passed, some people or lots or one will die. And I don't have the privilege to live like that with knowing that I could do something, and I didn't. I just looked for my safe. And I start to tell people what to do when they burn their houses. I told them not to go out because when they open the door, they'll kill them. And you know how, I thought about it days after, and I said, who am I to decide this? And knowing that some of them could burn to death, but I decided to take command, and then I talked. And when we hear that they speak Hebrew, we just pass a message that don't open doors of shelters to someone that tell you to open in Hebrew because they speak Hebrew. And then I talked with one of my friends that was the commander of one of the units that go to fight in Kfar Aza, and I told him, let's agree about the sentence that we say together. He was from Golani, and he said 13 because this is the name of the unit. And then when the soldier came and says, open up, it's Kfar Aza 13, then we opened and we saved life like that. And you think very quick, and you know where to send the units because they write us or call us and says there is mechablim in our house. And one of them told me that there is a terrorist on her roof, and I called one of the units and told them where they stay because I don't want him to kill them. And it's like, the people that just wants to live in this area become the soldiers. And we save a lot of us, but not enough. Not enough.
And Dor, how do you take command of your family now when you're so broken? Tell me a little bit about the significance of the Shloshim, this 30-day, and why this brings for you such, like you're there again.
We didn't have the time to grave, properly grave. You have one funeral, after another one and another one and another one. For 63 peoples that you know him by name. Did you know how they look like? Did you used to walk on the street and say good morning, good night? You live with them each and every day. So you want to share respect to each and every one of them, but you have to decide, because this is a few ones that it's in the same time. You have to decide which one you go, which one you don't go. And after that, you have, like, after we bury all our deads, immediately after that comes the end of the Shiv'ah. So you go again to the graves, like to the cemetery. And then after you finish those one, you have the Shloshim. So you didn't have the time to really grave. You're all the time busy, like managing your day by day and remember all of them, because you want to remember all of them. You want to give them the last respect. And now it's the Shloshim time. And today I've been, like my mom says, in Aviv's Shloshim, and suddenly see his name on a rock. Now you know that this is for real. You'll never see him. You'll never get the hug or like, Dorke, what's up? And like, you'll never hear his laugh. He used to call my kid and his kid Tzemet Chemed, like Pesha Veresha, like Chaydakim. He called them Karius and Bactus because they are all the time together and doing kids thing, you know? And I'm still waiting him to tell me, Dorke, I'm here, it was a joke. Because it cannot be. When they came and announced us that Avivi is gone, I said, no, it cannot be. Find him, it's Avivi, it's above all. Because you cannot imagine people, for Aviv, for example, that has so much joy, that brings so much joy to my life. The evil won. The bad people won.
The bad people won in the short term, but
They took Aviv. So for me,
they won forever.
they won. Aviv, Yuval, Dura, lots of friends and family that they are gone. I'm telling you something. I'm suffering from depression postpartum.
Of course.
And I was like, oh, I cannot stand it. She was with me all the time in all the treatments, in all the hospitals. And I told her, Mommy, I cannot do this anymore.
Was
It's
this
exhausting.
postpartum after your second or your first?
Second.
After your second.
Yeah. And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I'm giving up. And she told me, no, you're not. You're not. You have 2 kids. And I was and now I'm looking back and I'm saying, I was so naive to think that this is the worst thing that could ever happen to me. And this is hard. Believe me, the depression postpartum is hard. But this situation is even harder.
Dor, you know, postpartum depression is from chemicals and hormones. This is sad reality.
It's not a reality. I cannot believe that this is gone. That I built a home, okay? I built a home next to Aviv and Cheli because we wanted our kids to grow up together like we did. And now I cannot imagine going back there and not see Aviv with his tustus going and take my kid to the swimming pool, just messing around with my husband. You know, Cheli always told me that we have 3 pairs of kids together. Rif and Rani, her daughter, Omer and Geffen, our sons, and Aviv and Dekel,
I knew that was
my
coming.
husband and her husband. And she always told me, oh, I'm so lucky to have a grown-up with me. And I was like, yeah, right? And each and every night they used to sit together in my house and in his house, like in Aviv's place or in my place, to smoke nargila. I know, it's disgusting,
I
believe me.
love it.
But now I am sitting with my husband and feeling the empty chair of Aviv. And I'm actually smoking nargila. Mommy, don't hear it. I'm actually smoking nargila because the smell of it reminds me of Aviv, and they are sitting every night together. And it's hard. I promised him that I will keep Dekel. Dekel was with him. Dekel saw him die. Dekel is devastated. He's a mess. Sorry, I know he
No.
would be angry for me to say that, but my husband is a mess now. He lost his best friend right in front of his eyes. Actually, too, yeah. But lucky me, he didn't saw the other one is dying. He actually talked to the other one right a second before he like shoot to death. But I really want you, all of you, to know that Kfar Aza, maybe we live next to the border, but we didn't thought this thing would happen. If we had the tiny clue that such a thing would happen, we didn't raise our kids, that they are the most. So, yeah, to hear your son see the pictures of Uriah and Abigail, 2 kids from his kindergarten, and ask me, Mommy, are they alive? Because someone told me that they are like with the bad people. And I was like, what? Yeah, we wish they will come back. But this is not a wish. We want them to come back, and we have to do this. Kids are not players in this game. And I'm pissed about that. Kids inside. They should be
Yes.
outside the game.
Yes, indeed.
Game. Sorry.
Ima, Mommy, what do you say to your daughter, who you went through postpartum depression with, who you carried in your belly, who you loved and saw as a 4-year-old, and now your daughter is a mother?
She told me that when I will be bigger,
Do you want the water? Okay. Thanks, Shoshana. There you go, sweetie.
sorry.
Don't apologize. It's there for you.
When I was 4, my mother told me that when I grow up, we don't need an army. And now I'm saying to my kid, when you grow up, Hamas is gone. Because I believe it. I really do.
Amen. You told your daughter that when she grows up, there will be no need for an army, there will be peace. And now she tells her child that Hamas will be gone. And this is what it is to be a Jew. Every generation, they try to bury us, and we're seeds. We grow back. We bloom again. If you could give a message to all of us mothers that we can carry back outside of this land when we go back to our communities, a message of what it means to be both broken and whole at the same time, what would you tell us?
I think that one of the most important things is not stay behind. Do things. Fight for the thing that you believe in. Don't give up hope. You know, one of my friends that was murdered with his daughter, and his wife and 3 others, children of him, are kidnapped. He says that hope die last. And don't give up hope. And this is something I take with me. When they ask me if I'll go back to Kfar Aza, I says yes. Because
You're crazy.
I don't want to let them win again. And if I won't be there, they win again. And if Kfar Aza won't be there, who will be the next one? And I think that the light that shining from my house and the lights of the workers that work on the agriculture from the fields between Kfar Aza and Gaza are the strong and the hope. And maybe, not now, we have a different reality, because if something that I don't believe in everything that says that humanity could be in every person. You know, my husband, for years, take children with cancer from Gaza to hospitals around the country. And instead, they murdered our friends and family. I won't let him drop them again, because I don't know who sits in the seats in our car. And it's so sad that I don't believe that I said these words, because I believe in humanity. You know, I'm a soldier. I was a colonel in the army. And I don't know what happens here with the army, with everything around us. But fight for what you believe in. Don't give up hope. And every action you take from this moment, ask yourself if it serves the goal of bring back our friends back to the kibbutz for Kfar Aza, Nachalos, Be'eri, and don't, you know, another thing, when you do something wrong, don't say, so when we drove here, we say, Am Yisrael menatzeach, Am Yisrael chazak. No, we're not. אנחנו ננצח in the future. If we don't know that that now we are weak and what would happen was wrong, we'll never be able to fix it. So stop saying sentence that give you likes in the Instagram, and do things. Don't just write things, do things, because to write them, it's not enough.
So very true. After the winter comes the spring. This is a very bitter winter. We have to believe that spring will come. And we have to, that's the reason I was thinking of that.
She
is
says
because
that
its name
spring
is
is
Aviv.
Aviv.
This is why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
In the merit of your dear Aviv, may this nation and the entire world see springtime, literally and figuratively soon. And may this cold time warm. May you be comforted. May your children find ways to continue to live as children do. May you know that the Momentum community loves you, and you can see from looking around, we're not just writing on Instagram. We all came. It wasn't simple. And you have an army of love. We have your backs, and we wish you blessings.
Thank you. We have an army of power, of women power, that change the world. And I want you to go back to your family, to your friends, and take this power and help us.
Oh, I can promise you that we will. So, I want to, oh yes, stand up for them. Just stay for a minute. Let's all stay for a minute. This necklace that I'm wearing, these are dog tags. Someone explained to me why they're made out of metal and how they're used to identify people. All of you will receive one. May you carry the hope of springtime for Aviv, who is aptly named, for these true extraordinary women, for all of the captives. On my wrist, and you will receive this as well, this is from the festival. My kids would have been there. It doesn't come off. And it says on it, it's not coming off until their return to us. Put on your bracelet, wear your dog tag, but most of all, continue to take tangible action, and we will this week, God willing, give you many ways to do so in the merit of the peace of mind and the courage of these two incredible women. Once again, thank you.